Rothberg.
Thank you. Marty and I have been married 47 years. It probably comes as no surprise to any of you who are married that we have had the exact same arguments about the exact same things for 47 years. Our main argument is always about time. Great minds have been theorizing about time since the beginning of time. In the 17th century, Isaac Newton thought that the universe had a built-in clock that ticked off identical seconds. Then, in the 20th century, Albert Einstein theorized that time is relative. Marty comes down on the Newtonian side of time. He believes time is fixed, immovable, regular, and should be held in great respect. I'm with Einstein. See, I'm a Southern girl, born and raised in North Carolina. To me, time moves slowly, moseying along, until suddenly, out of nowhere, you've run out of it. Marty has spent a lifetime on a schedule and trying to get me on a schedule. For years, he's been tapping his foot in the living room, ready to leave for a dinner party, calling to me, "Sharon, where in the heck are you? What are you doing in there? We're going to be late." Thanks to Marty, we are never late. We're usually the first ones there. Several years ago, we were invited to my Cuban co-worker's wedding. At Church of the Little Flower in Coral Gables. The invitation said 11 a.m., so we arrived at 10:45. Marty time. Okay. We thought we were late. The wedding was already in progress. We tiptoed into the back of the church and sat down. Then I realized it's a different bride. Oh my God, we're at the wrong church. We couldn't leave in the middle of the ceremony, so we sat there until the wedding ended and the bride's family began taking down the decorations. Then my co-worker's family arrived with their decorations. You get the picture. The 11 a.m. wedding started around noon, and the right bride finally walked down the aisle on perfect Cuban time. Marty is a doctor. For 34 years, his days were all the same. He woke up at 6 a.m., made hospital rounds at 7, and got to the office by 8:30. His days were divided into 15-minute segments of one patient after another. He got so used to being on a rigid schedule that even our vacations became tightly planned. In the summer of 1983, in the space of just 17 days, our family drove 7,263 miles, round trip, in the family car to see the great national parks of the West, all 13 of them. I kept a detailed log of this trip, written on the iPad of the day, otherwise known as a yellow legal pad. A few weeks ago, I came across our long-forgotten log tucked in among the pages of a faded photo album from our trip. Here are the opening sentences. 5:13 a.m. To save time, we bring Dunkin' Donuts and coffee in the car for breakfast. 5:13 and 15 seconds. Disaster strikes. As we back out of our driveway, the fuzzbuster slides off the dashboard and knocks over my coffee cup, spilling hot coffee all over me. Marty refuses to let me go back into the house to clean up because, and this is a quote, we're on a tight schedule here. 739 miles and 13 hours later, we stopped for the night in Mobile, Alabama. Finally, I changed into clean clothes. In 2008, Marty retired. I was hoping for leisurely days and a nice trip to an exciting destination every year or so. Marty wanted to fly somewhere in the world every few months. He said, "We should see these places while we still have time." Exactly 1 week after we came home to Miami from Australia, our son Michael called from Bethesda. His 39-year-old wife, our beautiful daughter-in-law Dana, was sick. We needed to come right away to help with their 2 little boys, 8 and 5. Marty and I packed the car and drove to Maryland. The prognosis was terrible. Cancer, stage 4, incurable. 15 months later, on May 22nd, Dana's time on this earth ran out. I've been thinking a lot lately about the meaning of time. Is there time before we are born and after we die? These thoughts led me back to Einstein. I came across the condolence letter Einstein wrote to his best friend's widow. Speaking of his friend, Einstein said, "In quitting this strange world, he has once again preceded me by just a little. That doesn't mean anything. The distinction between past, present, and future is only an illusion, however persistent." Maybe Einstein is right. Maybe time is just a fantasy people try to harness with watches and clocks. I can't claim to understand what time means, but I can try to imagine a realm without the constraints of time. In that realm, it is possible that all the millions of molecules that danced and sang and laughed and cried on this earth as Dana still exist somewhere in the cosmos. That idea comforts me.